Welcome to the Butts to Seats podcast, episode number 157.
Woo!
I'm Nick alongside Emily.
I'm here.
Emily, how you doing today?
Thriving. As always, generally.
You know, I'm coming to this one in a better mood, and I don't really know why.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's warranted.
I don't know. I mean, last episode we gave the whole show worst bit, and
I don't think that's going to happen this time.
no, so it's at least a better show.
I suppose. The bar is really low. It's a fine show. I don't know.
Well, Emily, what is it we do here with our low bar?
The bar just keeps getting lower, doesn't it? We take a week-by-week look at the slow but inevitable downfall of WCW in the late 90s and early 2000s.
You're going to modify it too. We're taking a look at the slow bar lowering of WCW.
We pretty much are. But it is January of 2001, baby.
I keep writing 2000 in my notes.
It is 2001.
Yeah.
We are deep into that final year.
Yeah, January 23rd, 2001, which is a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday,
Yeah.
yeah. So this show was bumped to Tuesday because of the movie of the week we said.
Yeah, I think they said what movie, but my brain
Oh,
didn't
that
retain
never,
it.
yeah. That never sticks.
So before we get into the show, I need to, I guess, apology is too strong, but correction isn't quite accurate.
Okay.
I feel like I failed on a recent episode of the podcast.
What?
On our WrestleMania review.
Of 42?
Yes.
Okay.
During the CM Punk Roman Reigns match, at one point Roman Reigns hit CM Punk with the ring steps, and I failed to note that should have been a DQ, or DQ, if you will.
That's right.
I dropped the ball on that, you know, I'll do better.
Wow. Thank you for being so vulnerable, Nick.
You know, admittedly, I'm wondering, am I in a better mood? Because I don't think I have that note a single time for this show.
You know, that might be true. This episode of Nitro is so...
Oh, actually, that's a lie. Never mind. I just remembered a spot.
Well.
Oh, well.
So close.
It's subtle. It's not terrible like some of them.
This episode of Nitro is so classically WCW to the point where it's like, you can tell Bischoff is back.
Little bit.
You can really tell that we are trying to go back to what Once Upon a Time worked and see if we can recreate some magic. Because my God, does this episode feel like how it did when we first started?
Just with less star quality.
That, yeah.
Yeah, things
Same
don't work
match,
as well because...
Yeah. It's the same match structure and same endings and same fucky brawl at the end. Like, oh, we're out of time, mate. Very WCW.
But yeah, today we're talking about the January 23rd, 2001 WCW Monday Nitro. Live, or not live, technically. I guess they pretend it's live, but they definitely taped this yesterday.
Well, it was taped live.
Everything is taped live,
I know,
technically.
but it's
a movie
kind of like
is
how...
taped in thousands of live things.
I'm thinking they're saying live in the way that, like, late night shows are live, even though they're filmed at, like, 4 p.m.
They're
live on tape.
A little bit. Either way. Yeah, it was probably taped the day before. I doubt they rebooked the show and they realized, oh shit, we're on Tuesday.
Yeah.
This show did potentially a 2.1 rating. It's a little harder to tell because it's a Tuesday show. It's not as well documented because it's not head-to-head. I do have a note on last week's show, though.
Okay.
Last week's show did like a 2.6 or something. And like,
Yeah, it was actually pretty good
why
rating.
the fuck did it go up? It was a terrible show.
Yeah. Was Raw not on?
No, it was on, but I found the hour-to-hour rating.
Oh.
The first hour did a 3.2.
For WCW?
Yes.
Why?
Well, one, unopposed.
I suppose, but still. Even unopposed, I would not have watched.
Yeah. It is notably higher than any of the other previous weeks. So I really think people were tuning in to be like, so is Goldberg really gone or what's up with that? Because it dropped to a 2.1 afterwards.
In the second hour?
Yes. So there was a full point drop of people going, fuck this. But yeah, you wanted to know the hour by hour. I think people tuned in and went, not this one, fam.
Yeah. I wonder if it is that of like, from the pay-per-view, is Goldberg actually gone? What the hell happened to Sid? Are we going to talk about that? Not really. All right, cool.
Or potentially people not being super online and being like, all right, who was the mystery man? Oh, it was Animal? All right.
Yeah, like you tune in for the first 10 minutes and you're like, yeah, I got it.
Not doing anything tonight, Animal.
No.
Why was he? I know why, but why?
I
have some backstage notes before we get into this full episode.
Okay.
We've noted this pretty much before, but 2 days before this was the WWF Royal Rumble, and at either entrant 28 or 29, Haku returned.
Okay.
Who
so
is the
now it has
current
officially
hardcore
happened.
champion. Yeah, he's gone. And yeah, there's, to my knowledge, like no mention of the hardcore title going forward.
Which is a bummer.
Over here in WCW, Fusion Media's current plan is to pause after Super Brawl and then pick back up on March 12th. Super Brawl is going to be on February 18th, so that'd be less than a month break. So
Yeah, that's a quick turnaround. Is it really just for the time, or are they like doing something? Well, they can't be doing something like set designy because they change venues every week.
well,
I was thinking, like, what is the reason for that gap in their eyes? Is that something to like take that time to build a physical thing?
it's everything. It's just if we take a break, then we can start fresh, and then we don't have to continue ongoing things. There is a problem with this plan, because of course there is.
Why not?
They've already promoted their college campus tour through March 26th, which is a date that lives in my brain for some reason. Can't really place why.
You know?
So, yeah, immediately their plan is, all right, we're going to go dark. Oh, wait, we can't. We already booked this. So, as of this point, there have been no shows booked for April yet.
Okay.
All things considered, you could almost make a case for this being a potential death of WCW as well, where they had no shows planned after.
I suppose that could be a case, but it's not. I don't think that's a strong enough argument for why WCW died.
Oh, I guess not the full reason, but like there's so many mitigating factors.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty low on the totem pole, personally.
Well, somewhat relatedly, ECW payroll is apparently 9 weeks behind, and they still have a pay-per-view scheduled for March, but have no shows planned in between now and then. This pay-per-view obviously does not happen.
Is this the one that they were advertising? That we saw like the banner for one at that last ECW show we were watching?
I think the banner was for the show, but the version we were watching cut out ads for the upcoming pay-per-view.
Yeah, we didn't see like a package for the upcoming pay-per-view, but I saw a poster or something in the back advertising another pay-per-view.
Okay, well, yeah.
So it must have been this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elsewhere out in the world, Randy Savage has finished filming his scenes for the upcoming Spider-Man movie this past week.
Wow. Got you for 3 minutes.
Bonesaw McGraw.
Bonesaw.
We have a Scott Steiner note about this show that we'll get to.
Oh, no.
I'll give you a hint. Scott Steiner gets arrested after the show.
Oh, shit.
Tonight's Nitro did about 5,000 attendance, but apparently it dropped to about 800 by the upcoming Thunder main event. So I'll have to report back of if it really looks that bad on camera.
Ooh.
And final note, apparently the Fusion Media deal includes all of the guys signed to Time Warner, like Nash and Goldberg. So
Yes, I think you mentioned this recently, too, because there was this whole conversation about, like, the big guys did not get to go over for the invasion.
Well, we talked about Hogan, because Hogan's deal is just up soon.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But no, these guys who are under contract to Time Warner, they would be going to Fusion.
You really got to hit that
I know, I'm
T.
hitting it every time.
So the reason that they don't get to transfer over to WWF is because they're with Fusion, not Time Warner?
No, they are with Time Warner. It's just not part of that deal that was negotiated.
Interesting.
We'll get to that sale when we get to it.
When we get to it, yeah.
But let's move into a weather report where there's always thunder. So Commissioner Ernest the Cat Miller comes out, and in his promo he notes, you can't keep Goldberg down, kind of undercutting the retirement storyline.
But
Like, don't worry, guys, he's coming back.
He's not.
The plan is for him to come back.
When is the plan?
Well, he's also healing up, so that is an element of...
But they made him retire, so they're doing this stupid fucking wrestlers never retire story.
Yeah.
So how long are they planning to have him, quote unquote, retired?
I have no idea. I have heard evidence that they end up teasing it before the show even ends.
Oh my god.
So, during this promo, Chronic saved the cat from a totally buff beatdown. In a segment kind of similar to one tonight, Kwee gets really fired up about not being asked to join Ric Flair's group. Basically, he really wants to turn heel, is what he's saying.
Please turn me heel. Look how evil I can be. Grr.
So he issues an open challenge and just gets absolutely fucking squashed by Rick Steiner.
Isn't that kind of what happens on this episode? I don't know that he gets squashed.
Something
but he does an
actually
open challenge.
happened on Thunder as opposed to what happened on Nitro.
There you go. There it is.
Meng defeats Bam Bam Bigelow to retain the hardcore title. And
Oh, good.
Yeah, so that's the last Meng match.
Oh, no more Meng Dark. Aw.
But he wins with a diving splash. And commentary is like, We have never seen Meng do that. One, we just reviewed Great American Bash over on the Patreon. He's doing it there.
Yep.
Two, he did it at Sin.
And you can't even make the argument that it's a different commentary team from Thunder to Nitro because it's the same guys, right?
Mike Tenay gets involved on Thunder.
I feel like Mike Tenay pays attention, though.
Mike Awesome has a very standard haircut that like everyone agrees is better, but he's like, well, I didn't make the choice, so that's why I don't like it.
I understand the psychology. I want to see it. He's not on this episode.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything, but he's here.
I must have blinked because I didn't see him.
Yeah, Glacier is still on the way, and he has sent Norman Smiley a signed 8x10, and in the inscription is like, don't worry, like, I'll always be there if you need me. And what? Norman takes that as, oh, he's got my back for every match of mine.
Were they buddies?
No. I don't
also,
know.
when the fuck is this man getting here?
We still got time.
Also, why are we waiting on this man? We just watched Great American Bash. He's there. It's not great. I'm not hype.
In a backstage segment, General Hugh G. Rection says Chavo proved on Nitro he isn't part of the MIA. Like, didn't it happen fucking weeks ago?
They just keep repeating it. Like, they don't know how to end this story, I guess.
More on that later. Ron Harris is ready to start a singles career because his brother has hurt his neck. This is a ruse to pull twin magic in singles matches.
Not again.
Because he faces Norman Smiley and they swap.
On Thunder?
Yes,
nice.
Including like they have like a neck brace and they like toss it off to all right, now you wear it.
Twin magic between two twins who do not look identical. It's like after the Bella twins, like one gets some work done and the other does not. Like Nikki gets her boob job or something. It's like you can't play twin magic when you look very vastly different now.
I've seen the Godwins do it. They're not even brothers.
No.
In kayfabe they are. In shoot they're not.
I know what you mean.
Later in the show, DDP sneak attacks Lex Luger, Buff Bagwell, and Jeff Jarrett post-match. So Ric Flair books him versus Jarrett in the main event. During Kidman versus Mike Awesome, Kidman breaks out a running shooting star press from the apron.
Oh.
Which I think works better because he's meant to go off kilter there. He's not meant to be in like a straight line. So I'm like, all right.
That's true. But he also has that forward motion and he can kind of like leverage that into a press a little bit more, I think. I think that might look more natural and cool.
He does tease a top rope one, but it doesn't get hit. During Chavo Guerrero versus Hugh, he really can't decide which one he is here. Sergeant AWOL turns on Hugh G. Rection and sides with Chavo.
What?
And the main event of DDP versus Jeff Jarrett ends in a schmaz with Tony Schiavone noting, they won't stop until someone dies.
Yikes.
They did.
They stopped.
They stopped. Yeah, that's Thunder.
Thunder's a fever dream, I feel.
The problem is 3 important things happen on Thunder each week. It's not the same 3 things, but there will be 3 actual like important things, like
things that you need to keep up with.
AWOL turning on Hugh G. Rection.
I don't think you could have tortured the name AWOL out of me, because when we were watching this episode of Nitro, I kept writing the wall, and I'm like, what is his MIA
he's
name?
back to being the wall.
I know, but I could not remember what his MIA name was. I was like, it's the wall, but what the fuck was your name? I could not pull that out of my brain.
He's AWOL, Emily. Do you get it?
No, explain it to me.
Let's go to our main show. We start with a recap package, which the beginning feels like very copy and paste from last week's one.
I was confused. I actually thought that I was watching the wrong file.
I did too. I was like, okay.
I was like, wait, we're 2 weeks removed from Sin now. Why are we recapping Sin again? It's no longer Sin Sunday.
We then see a clip.
This pissed me
It highlights it's from last week.
This pissed me off.
But it's totally buff Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner just sitting backstage. And Emily, what are they watching?
So let me set the scene first. They're all sitting backstage. They're on a couch. They have a massive bowl of chicken wing bones.
Just
massive
the bones. Why do you have that many bones?
I would assume they were watching wrestling, eating chicken wings. We do that. That's a normal activity. But it's a massive amount of wings. I don't know. But it was a massive amount of wings. To the point where I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? And so they're watching a show. I'll just say that. And then they kind of like are chit-chatting amongst each other. And I think it's Scott says to Lex, like, oh, come on, we got to go one more time. And Lex Luger is like, oh, no, I'm too full.
You're giving this so much more detail than I was
know,
going to.
But it was, I'm trying to go through my brain space because I'm like, were they doing an eating challenge? Are they going to try to clear the bone? I respect that. I do that when I eat wings. No, they're watching the leg break, and they are Foley artists syncing the sound of the chicken bone snap with the leg break.
And you do see the leg dangling. I was wondering how much you saw it.
I didn't look. I was so disgusted by the segment as a whole that I looked down. I'm not watching that leg ever again. Snapping the bone on the second of it breaking. How fucking disrespectful, first of all. How just mean. Like, your friend had a very serious surgery not long ago that could have gone really badly, and you're yucking it up for laughs.
Wait, which friend are you talking about?
Sid. I'm assuming they are friendly without the storyline, you know?
Sid's a bit of a fucking weirdo, admittedly, where I don't know how close he would have been with anybody.
He's
but
still a coworker.
Still a coworker, yeah.
Like, it just seems so unnecessarily mean. 2 weeks after the fact.
One, yeah, it was definitely mean. I'm still on the amount of chicken bones they had because
there were so many.
It was also all flats.
And wouldn't you think that a drumstick would be better for this?
Well, in terms of the sound, it's going to be easier to break. My point being, why did you collect that many?
See, that's why I thought they were sitting back there eating them, because that would make sense.
It was too many for them to have eaten, it looked like. But all right, anyway, moving on.
It was a bizarre segment. And it was just out of place timing-wise.
Because it doesn't add to anything.
No, it doesn't add to anything. We already know these guys are assholes.
I also am convinced they filmed this, and then they realized, oh, wait, we're going to note later in the show that Steiner and Jarrett aren't here yet, so we have to put the phrase last week on the thing.
Oh, true, because they're there.
Yeah. Moving on, we get the opening pyro, stupid. And we get Tony Schiavone and Scott Hudson checking in, and they just flat out note, yeah, we are going to have new owners.
Yeah, they say it pretty straight up. They're like, we have been purchased. There will be new ownership. We don't know what that means.
The funny thing is, all the articles they show are from before last Nitro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's from like January 12th.
Oh, well. I will respect them, though. They're saying, like, very transparently, change is going to come. We don't know what that looks like. But they are also trying to tie Ric Flair into it.
They are, but I don't get the point.
They're trying to bring it into the
They're like, he's trying to solidify his power before there's new ownership.
They're trying. I respect that.
Solidify his power before there's new ownership. But the new ownership implies that they're going to take over. So what power?
The way I heard that was he was part of the new ownership.
They don't even know what they're doing yet. But
they're trying to make a story.
Out comes Ric Flair, Animal, and Totally Buff coming out to the ring. Ric Flair says to stay great, you have to surround yourself with greatness. And this is the greatest array of talent we've ever had.
No, it's not.
He also notes that Road Warrior Animal is his personal bodyguard. So that's his role in this.
Yep. Is he even part of the group, or is he just security?
Then he pivots to the total package. And Emily, were you upset by his phrasing here?
I don't really think I took a note of it.
He does a Lex Woo by God Luger.
Oh, no, I actually missed that.
Yeah? I was like, he's not Mean Gene. How dare you?
How dare. I mostly noted that he called Buff Bagwell Totally Buff.
Yeah.
That is no longer the name of the tag. That is just Buff's name now.
He called him Totally Buffed.
Oh. Does that really matter?
I don't know. It's at least slightly different.
To me, that is just, you are totally buff. It is not your tag team anymore.
Someone needs to tell Ric Flair this, because every other person has it down.
You want to be the one to tell him that he's wrong?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Ric Flair then calls Super Brawl the biggest pay-per-view of all time.
No.
And he's like, well, Scott Steiner needs an opponent for the pay-per-view. And he taunts the crowd with Goldberg and said, like, oh, is it going to be them? No, because various reasons. And commentary finally calls out, yeah, Steiner didn't hurt Sid. We watched this last week.
Right.
Like, they were just going along with it. And then, like, oh, no, that's actually not true. But Ric Flair has decided who the number one contender for the world title is going to be. And Emily, who is it?
I can't remember if you told me this person was coming back or not.
I didn't. I said he does not have any more matches in our timeline.
Well.
So.
Guten Tag, it's Alex Wright.
Alex Wright? What the
No sideburns on him. Remember he had those really horrifying sideburns last time we saw him?
I thought he was just fully bald.
Fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was bald and he had those two little patches of sideburn. They look terrible.
Watching Lex and Buff do the Alex Wright dance kind of made me laugh.
I liked it. For a hot second I was hype. I was like, ooh, wait.
Yeah.
No, it was really that quick. I was like, ooh, Alex Wright. Wait, he shouldn't have this match. Why is he here?
So Wright comes out, and before he's able to complete a sentence, he's interrupted by Kevin Nash.
Even Tony Schiavone is like, is this guy even worthy of this match? Has he earned this match?
Tony Schiavone tries to be like, I mean, he's a great competitor, but yeah?
Has he paid his dues enough to get here?
So Ric Flair yells at Kevin Nash for interrupting, and Alex Wright punches Kevin Nash. So Kevin Nash grabs Alex Wright and jackknife powerbombs him through the stage. Jesus Christ.
Talk about a burial. Fuck this guy. You don't need him.
In a genuinely cool moment, Ric Flair yells, "That was the number one contender." Kevin Nash, not anymore. Like, that was just fucking cool. I was like, all right.
I liked when Kevin Nash came out, Ric Flair in the ring yelled, "Kevin! Nash!" It's like, which one do you respond to?
Nash then declares himself the number one contender, but Flair says he will never wrestle Scott Steiner for the title, which prompts Commissioner Ernest the Cat Miller to come out, and he's like, I actually already booked Nash versus Steiner the pay-per-view.
Because I'm the fucking commissioner.
Because I booked it now, you can't change it. That's the rules.
Is that the rule?
That's kind of been the thing of they can't overrule each other.
Oh.
Keep that in mind for every point in this promo. So, they can't change matches that the other one has made. So, in retaliation, Ric Flair books Buff Bagwell versus Kevin Nash with Lex Luger as the ref, where Nash has to win to get the title shot. If Nash loses, that would alter the plan that the Cat made.
Right.
But apparently, Lex can't be the referee for that match because he's already booked in a match from Ernest the Cat Miller. We didn't hear any of these announcements.
Nope.
We have to just assume they happened. So Cat booked Luger against DDP. And then DDP comes out. He just steals Roddy Piper's Change the Questions line.
Oh.
And the Cat says the winner of DDP versus Lex will referee the main event. But Lex couldn't be the ref because he was already booked earlier in the night. But now both these men are booked and one's going to be the ref later.
My brain hurts.
But once again, we are changing a match that somebody else booked.
When I was watching it, it wasn't confusing. You re-saying it back, it's very confusing.
Yeah, because Ric Flair made the Buff and Nash match, but now Cat's making changes to it.
Right.
And then Flair makes a change as well, where he's like, all right, in that match, if specifically Kevin Nash or Buff Bagwell interfere, they will be suspended. And then I think Kevin Nash senses we're ending on a weird vibe, so he just like, I'm going to put a stake through all your hearts to bring it home.
Make it weirder. Cool. Now we're vampires.
Yeah, this was a promo of two halves. And it really shifted once the Cat came out and the power structure got involved, and it's just a fucking mess.
Yes.
And they're making the mess.
It's all weird. Like, nothing makes sense here. It's really just... It makes sense if you don't think about it too hard. Genuinely, if you turn your brain off and don't think about it too hard, yeah, I'm on board.
The only thing is they are thinking about it slightly.
We shouldn't be.
No, but they are, because they have recognized the problem with a heel authority figure in wrestling. And WWE was pretty good about this throughout, of if there's a heel authority figure, why would the faces ever get a chance at anything?
Yeah, well.
And so WWE always kind of wrote itself into a thing of like, all right, there's one face person who can like do things, or like the championship committee can do this.
Right.
Here it's Ernest the Cat Miller, who, if it's Ric Flair and Ernest Miller trying to keep us in line, brother, it's going to be a rough promo.
Yeah.
But I also have the question then, in kayfabe. So now Ric Flair's a heel. He's buddies with Mike Sanders.
Yes.
Now, he has always been heel. And he always apparently planned to be buddies with Mike Sanders.
Sure.
Why did he book Mike Sanders versus the Cat for the commissionership? Yeah.
To keep up appearances?
It's not even if you go back several weeks. If you go back 3 matches before he turns heel, the story folds in on itself.
Don't think about it too hard. No one was ever meant to analyze this time of this company. No one was ever meant to look at this month of programming as deeply as we do. This is not meant for us. This is turn your brain off, don't think about it. The fact that we're talking about it, I feel like it's going to make Eric Bischoff's head explode, because we are going to put holes in all this shit.
Well, if you ask Eric Bischoff, he didn't do any of this.
But he was there! This is his booking!
Well, we mentioned Mike Sanders. Let's go to him backstage chatting with Chavo Guerrero and The Wall. Sanders butters up Chavo, being like, Ric Flair thinks you can like be like the next like main event of this company.
Oh, honey.
Well, Flair was buttering up Chavo last week. They want to do something with him.
Well, they're never gonna.
But he's also like, hey, there's an upcoming cruiserweight match that you should probably really watch. And Sanders also kind of either announces or books that it's going to be Chavo on the Wall facing Morris and that Corporal Cajun guy.
Yikes. So, okay, that's why, because I did not catch who was with Hugh Morris in this match. I literally left a blank. I was like, I'll fill it in later. That's why I didn't catch it, because it didn't actually say a name.
Well, also, Mike Sanders calls him Hugh Morris, because we'll get the opposite in like a little bit. We then see Jeff Jarrett, Scott Steiner, and Medeja arriving, and the rest of Ric Flair's group just like, all right, we got to talk. I feel like we shouldn't have seen this. I feel like the whole night works better if we don't see these guys arrive. But our next match is Michael Modest versus the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. I've been teasing this for like 5 years, and it so wasn't worth it.
Were either of these men? So
I think I've seen Michael Modest before.
Maybe. I literally said, who the fuck is this guy? But no, Christopher Daniels is more earnestly Scott Norton to me, where you have said Christopher Daniels' name over, I think, 4 companies at this point: WCW, WWE, TNA, AEW.
Yep.
And like, you're like, oh, Christopher Daniels, you know, he's great. You'd love him. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this man is. Every single time Nick has pointed him out to me, he looks so different. To the point where I'm like, I don't know what this man looks like. He is so basic creator wrestler in my brain that you haven't even gone to the like, customize your hair. This man is still avatar bald, basically.
He's not bald here, though.
He might as well be. When he came out, I was like, that is not Christopher Daniels. He looks very different in other places. I'm lost. I can't do it. I'm not even going to pretend to know who this man is. I'm sorry to this man.
Emily, we watched him wrestle.
He was on a lucha thing in TNA.
That was before. Curry
Before
Man.
what? Before what?
Before our arc over there.
I don't think so. We watched something with him and you're like, oh, it's Christopher Daniels.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We watched him wrestle as Christopher Daniels.
Where? When? Tell me what the match was.
Destination X. It was a ladder 4-way of Kazarian, Brian Kendrick, Daniels, and the Amazing Red.
But we've already established I don't know who the fuck Brian Kendrick is either. We were just watching SmackDown from 2003 and he popped up and I was like, who the fuck is that guy? I don't know these people.
Yeah, I'm also looking in 2010 in TNA. He wrestled during the period we skipped over because it wasn't Mondays. All right, we're watching the triple threat match later.
Oh my god.
It's him, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles.
Oh, I don't know if I want to watch that.
What do you mean?
Because who the fuck is this guy?
What part of that sounds bad to you?
Christopher Daniels.
It's a literally 5-star match.
I'm a 5-star man. No, what the fuck? No.
Anyway, Daniels just have weird hair.
I give up.
The two start with some quickness, and Modest goes after the arms of Daniels in a very unfortunate spot that I don't think they ever really recover from. Daniels goes for a running springboard, but just slips on the top rope and crashes.
Yeah. Neither of these men are looking good in this match. Michael Modest is not good.
Really?
No, I didn't think so at all.
I think he's a bad general look, but I thought in ring he was fine.
I did not like his wrestling style. I thought Daniels looked good comparatively, and then he botched that. I was like, well, fuck this match.
Good comparatively. It was the second move.
I know. I know.
All right, well, I got a handful of notes for this match, so I guess I'll power through. Modest hits a modified pump handle suplex, then counters a snapmare with the handstand clothesline to the back of Daniels' head. Daniels hits an enziguri, then does a baseball slide dropkick to the floor, followed by a springboard splash to a downed Modest on the mats. The crowd doesn't care about this match. I don't super blame them, because it's two lads you've never seen before.
Who the fuck are these guys? Doing stuff that's not that interesting.
I think it could have been. The problem is, you see them go, the crowd's not into this. Double down.
Yep.
Daniels hits a leg lariat, then hits a springboard split-legged moonsault. Modest hits a dragon suplex, then goes up to the top rope, but Daniels stops him and hits a cross-armed sit-out powerbomb. Modest hits a rope-assisted head scissor takeover in the corner, then misses a diving splash. Daniels hits the best moonsault ever, but Modest kicks out.
But is it the prettiest?
Michael Modest then hits a lifting complete shot, or as it's occasionally known, the self-rock bottom. Then hits a Celtic cross, but Daniels gets the ropes. Daniels counters the second attempt, then hits a version of a Tiger Bomb. The two trade chops before both crashing to the floor on a crossbody. Then we get Scott Steiner's music hitting, and he comes out and attacks both men for a no contest. Steiner suplexes both men, and then just, in kayfabe, breaks their legs with a pipe.
With a pipe, yeah. He slams both of their legs, and that's enough to break the bone.
You know, it's a mix of, like, he has it in, like a bit of an ankle lock, and then he, like, twists with the pipe for torque, but in reality, they're fine. Now, I'll tell you who's not fine, because Scott Steiner has a mic and calls out commentary for noting the Sid injury was like a freak accident and not Steiner doing it.
Yeah.
Then we get EMTs in the ring checking after Michael Modest and Christopher Daniels. Steiner kicks one of the EMTs.
Oh.
This man is not a plant.
Oh.
Yeah. Steiner runs through everyone he's hurt and warns Kevin Nash and has a new catchphrase that I kind of like. I don't fake it, I break it.
Okay.
And post-promo, Steiner just hits the EMT again, the same guy. And it's
shit.
Oh,
fuck you in particular.
Yeah, so Steiner thought he was a plant, and he was not. And he calls the cops, and Steiner gets arrested for assault. You know, in all honesty, I think if Steiner had just done the kick during the thing, I think you could have, like, pleaded more ignorance. It's the fact that he goes back afterwards for seconds.
Right.
I think then it feels like, he also gets him better there, but I think then it's like, no, this guy's trying to hurt me.
And I wonder if there was, like, words or something, or this guy said something backstage, like, pissed Steiner off to be like, you're going to be the one that I target. But
I doubt it.
In Steiner's defense, did he think this was a plan? Did he think this was like any other show?
It's not, but
exactly.
I'm also kind of surprised that, all right, so in this scenario, it was real medics doing the thing, which I guess you kind of want because it'll be more authentic.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, God forbid anything happen backstage while the medics are doing a fake thing. Like,
right. Like, you do need a medic on site because of the nature of the stuff that we're doing. But, like, don't send them to the ring to be showmen. But
I don't think Steiner gets really punished for this at all. I think he is kind of given some grace of, like, yeah, it would kind of make sense for that to be a plant, so we get why you thought it was.
It's, like, it's the same thing as, like, the cameramen. You don't target the cameraman because they're not wrestlers. They're not part of the story.
Tell that to fucking John Moxley.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the most recent time of someone around ringside suing a wrestler for, why'd you hit me?
Usually, like, if they trip over you, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. Like, you go back and whatever, you check, it's fine. They're not part of the story. These medics are putting themselves in the story in a way. I don't know.
Yeah, the AEW one was also, like, kind of a spot, and then Moxley kicked him, and it was like,
took it too far.
Yeah. I mean, when you're in an intense fake fight, it's hard to know who's in on it, who's not.
Yeah, that's true. It is wild that he sued him, though, or took him to court.
Yeah, I don't really know what totally comes of this, but thoughts on the match, by the way?
I was incredibly underwhelmed, and just when I was starting to get interested, it ended. So
yeah, like, I get it's your moment, but you guys saw the crowd wasn't into it and made no adjustments.
No changes. Right.
To my knowledge, we do not see Christopher Daniels again. Michael Modest, I think we might actually see, but Christopher Daniels, a fallen angel on a fallen show.
We didn't even talk about his weird little collar that he had on.
Oh yeah, his weird, like, BDSM collar and Frankie
wasn't
Grande
BDSM.
haircut. Oh, I guess just dog collar.
Nope.
What was it?
That was like a priest's collar. Oh. That was like what priests wear.
Yeah, I guess the fallen angel.
Yeah.
But it was like leather, so I was like,
nope.
It was red?
Was it red?
Yeah,
no, it wasn't red.
It was red.
It was black.
Emily, it was red.
It was black and white. It was a priest's collar.
Emily, I have a photo. It was red and gold in the center, but definitely in the style of a priest kind of thing.
Okay, whatever.
But yeah, he's the fallen angel, so I guess they're going into the religion thing of that.
Yeah, definitely. I got that right off the bat.
Don't worry, Christopher Daniels. I'll get Emily to like you eventually. She hated DDP once. And maybe Booker? I forget if you hated Booker. I guess you hated the Spinaroonie.
No, I hated the Spinaroonie.
And that was during this. That wasn't even beforehand.
Yeah, I hated the Spinaroonie. I loved Booker when he was getting beaten down in a grocery store.
We then get Queewee coming out of the ring with Paisley, and Queewee's all fired up. In fact, he's so fired up, he refused to kiss Paisley. I'm
not even sure. Did he intentionally turn away from Paisley, or did he just, like, not notice it?
No, it was a choice of, I'm too locked in.
No, he was very angry. Very angry elf.
And you won't like him when he's angry.
I don't like him when he's not angry.
He reiterates that he wants to join Team Flair, and once again offers an open challenge, and like, all right, who wants some? No one comes out. So he's like, you, security guard, what do you want to do?
Are we sure it's a security guard? Because it could be a medic.
Well, the guard comes in, just gets his ass kicked. And Kwee-wee's like, this is what Team Flair's missing. And then leaves? That was the whole segment.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't leave. It takes the entire, 20-man security system to come in and take Angry Allen off of this one guy. It's bizarre. This is a really cringy segment. This made me want to turn it off.
My point being, they don't do anything besides he gets beat up.
No, it's not like he just kicks him and walks away, though. It takes, literally 20 men to separate these two, even though the security guard is down. Far too many people. Yeah, he doesn't do anything, but it's not like he just walks off.
Yeah, not really sure where this is going.
Probably nowhere.
That's probably right.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 10 days you're like, oh, we've seen the last of Kiwi.
I don't know when his last match is. Well, speaking of things not going anywhere anymore, next up, Team Canada comes out to the ring. Lance Storm says the war between them and the Filthy Animals has gone on long enough.
Agreed.
And he challenges Conan to a one-on-one match to end the war. My brain took this as, cool, match for Super Brawl. No pits for now.
Right now.
But he calls for the anthem, and would you believe it, it's interrupted by the Filthy Animals.
What? The head snap that Lance Storm, I swear it had a little bit extra sauce on it today. I think he did a more of a Bugs Bunny, whoa, what?
Bugs Bunny doesn't do that. That's more of a Daffy Duck thing.
I don't know that. I didn't watch these cartoons.
That said, Conan has his stupid fucking glasses, grabs a mic, has two wild lines during this promo. The first of which is, yo, this is K Dizzy off the hizzy in North Kakakizzy.
North Kakakizzy.
He then starts talking about how Canada has a language problem because they speak two languages in that country.
Yes.
And he has a vision of one day they'll speak like this. Olale!
I kind of liked that. I thought that was kind of cute.
It was stupid, but I got a laugh out of it.
I liked it.
So then they just go into the match. I'm like, oh, okay, we're blowing off the war now.
Real quick, yeah. Oh, but don't worry. If you want to support the end of the war, you can get a Filthy Animals hockey jersey for $40.
Also, both Scott Hudson and Conan kind of break the joke of Lance Storm going, Canada's never lost a war, because both of them go, well, they've never been in one. Yeah, that's the joke, guys. Way to kill it.
Hey, it's true. Sometimes you really got to spell it out for the stupids.
Unrelated to anything in this match, but in this 2-minute match, there were a lot of shots of Major Guns. Major Guns is 28 here. She looks 43.
Oh yeah, she does not look good for 28.
I looked up, how old is she here? And
I would have guessed mid-30s.
Yeah, no, 28.
Yikes. Girl. Sunscreen.
So Conan and Storm try to mat wrestle, but it just kind of looks like them rolling around. Conan kicks Storm off, hits a rolling clothesline. Storm bails the floor. Kidman just throws him back in, which causes everyone on the outside to brawl. That's the only moment I have tonight that's DQ? They made contact with you? Storm gets vaulted onto Awesome on the outside. He's thrown back into the ring by Ray and Kidman. Lance Storm then counters a facebuster. And then Conan runs at Storm, arms up, going, but his legs are waddling like his pants are around his ankles.
I missed that spot.
It was such a bad run. Storm turns into the Canadian Maple Leaf and wins in under 2 minutes.
That's the write-off to the war.
That is, Conan looked like a bitch here.
The animals look like bitches.
I mean,
they don't do anything.
Ray and Kidman didn't tap out in under 2 minutes. With,
no.
What's another move that happened to Conan? You know? But yeah, they don't have a match in the pay-per-view. This is them going, all right, we got to do other things with these guys. Just wrap it up.
Yeah, we got to be done with this.
We cut Mike Awesome's hair. Oh yeah, Mike Awesome was part of the brawl and was standing next to Storm during the promo.
I totally missed him.
He doesn't look bad. Also, he looks like he does in 2005, that ECW show he did.
Yeah.
He looks like that.
Okay.
Except way more oily here.
Ooh.
Well, both him and Storm, I was like, did you find a little juice backstage, guys?
Oh, you think so?
No, they're looking big.
I never know if Lance Storm was one of those guys.
I don't know. I feel like he is probably either very much said either way, and I believe him.
Yeah.
He seems like a guy who would just be like, yeah. Right.
Straight up, yeah.
Yeah, everyone was doing it. I did it.
Yeah.
My favorite Lance Storm take, and it's not a bad one, it's just guys should be wearing more thongs in wrestling to show off their ass for women.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? All right.
You're not wrong.
I don't want to discount what a bad ending to a feud that was. Because, like, what the fuck was, like, 2 minutes?
It was just like a fuck you kind of vibe. It felt like nobody in that ring had any interest in continuing the story on. So it was like, let's just fucking blow this off real quick.
I mean, my gut instinct is, okay, we want these guys in other feuds, so we need to, like, end this now. But a one-on-one match between Conan and Lance Storm does not feel like the big ending to this feud that it should be.
Especially when you're coming off of the, like, penalty box where it's like the whole team's against each other.
I get that shit for not feeling like, oh, this is like a big blow-off. Goddamn, that felt like more of a finale than this did, but...
Yeah, I would have taken that. I mean, I guess there is a case to be made for, like, they're hemorrhaging talent. They need singles players more than they need tag teams.
I was recently editing Great American Bash over on the Patreon, and we're like, God, why did Conan have to go so long in this match? It's like, what the fuck is the middle ground here, okay?
Conan's just bad. He's not fun to watch. He's fun to, like, hear in terms of another match or, like, be on the outskirts. I want him to stand ringside while Ray and Billy wrestle.
Honestly, after the last Nitro, we're going to do a mix of, like, it's like a season 3 bitsies and overall bitsies.
Oh, boy.
Man,
we're gonna have so much to cover.
It's going to be its own episode, but most overrated, I'm going to have a hard time not putting Conan at least on the list.
Is he overrated, though?
Is
he overrated with the audience, or is he overrated with himself?
Both. He's getting cheers.
I think that he is better equipped to be a manager. I don't think he has a place inside of a wrestling ring. Which I know is a hot take because he is so beloved by, like, the Mexican wrestlers, but he's beloved by them for getting them jobs elsewhere. The job of a manager.
I mean, that's what he does in TNA, but he also just randomly shits on other people of, like, there's a promo him just randomly being like, God, your match is so boring. It was worse than a Christy Hemme promo. It's like, Jesus. All right.
Catching strays out here.
But let's move on. We get Shane Douglas approaching Totally Buff. He wants to be on Ric Flair's team. And
well, no, he's approaching Buff and Lex. Totally Buff is one person. We established this.
But Buff is like, all right, you want to be in the team? Take out the cat. And Shane Douglas is like, all right. Like,
cool, match.
Yeah, he's like totally fine with it. Shane Douglas in general lately has been given challenges that they're like, all right, you shouldn't be up for this. And he's like, all right, yeah. But because
he's just down for whatever. I wonder if he sees the writing on the wall and is like, please, God, don't fire me.
Well, it's a mix of that and, like, one of them was, all right, you're going to face Sid, which is daunting, but if you win, you get a world title match. Like, all right, well, yeah, I'll fucking...
Yeah. Like, if there's stakes to it. I guess what are the stakes to this? Like, oh, you get to join the stable. That's done very little.
Yeah, there are stakes added later, but he doesn't know that here.
Yeah.
Moving on backstage, we get Mean Gene with, in his own words, General Rection and Lash LaRue.
Is it still General Rection here?
That's the thing. It's like, you gave one the, like, faction name and the other one not that.
Right, so, in my eyes, this is Hugh Morris. I think, well,
look in my eyes. What do you see?
A cult of personality.
Well, you really shouldn't. It's just eyes. All right.
I haven't quit the podcast in a while. In my eyes, this is Hugh Morris. And I feel like, well, by the end of this promo, it's absolutely Hugh Morris.
Yeah.
But, like,
what a hot take.
Going into this, it's Hugh Morris.
Well, Mean Gene also has a whole fucking monologue of a question. And it's like, all right. Can you finally ask him something? Lash LaRue says he shouldn't have trusted Chavo on the wall, but he still trusts General Rection.
Okay, but he calls a wall the wall?
I don't...
So we're mixing and matching here, brother.
General Rection then says it wasn't supposed to be like this. They were supposed to be together forever.
Best friends forever.
Fucking tell that to Major Stash. You fucking left him by the curb. Van Hammer.
Oh, shit. I forget about Van Hammer, man.
He actually recently passed away in the past, like, 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's a bit of a bummer, but
did they do any kind of, like...
WWE, no.
Wow.
They, like, DDP and, like, people who are WCW put out something.
Oh, wow. I totally missed that.
But, yeah, like, oh, together forever. I'm like, you had a guy who left also, like, Major Guns left, but kind of betrayed you.
She defected.
Yeah.
But anyway, can we be done with, like...
The MIA?
Yeah.
Well, General Rection does honorably discharge Lash LaRue from the MIA, so the group's over.
So, officially, it is... Because, okay, but here's the thing, though. If you honorably discharge someone from the army still exists. It's not like you're disbanding the army.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with like Marines, where it's like you're always a Marine.
Simplified, do or die. But him being not in the MIA does not mean that the MIA is dead.
You're thinking about too much.
I'm going to say it's dead. I want it to be dead. R.I.P. the
they're
MIA.
They're about to team up, so...
Long live the MIA.
But Rection says he's back to being Hugh Morris, and
Fuck yeah.
He does like the crazy laugh, but he's just pausing to like mean mug in between the craziness, so it feels extra put on.
Because we just watched fuck me.
No.
Hugh Rection. Because we just watched Hugh Morris in 97 doing this Joker thing, I get it more.
Okay.
It doesn't work, but I see where he's like trying to revert back to. But Nick, this is kind of a historic moment for me.
Oh, for you?
For me personally. I never have to hear you say the name Hugh G. Rection ever fucking again. You don't have to call him General Rection. I don't have to cringe behind this microphone every time you say Rection goes for a diving elbow. Like, no. Rection is dead. Long live Hugh.
I mean, how long has he been doing this gimmick? Because, like,
No.
Hugh G. Rection lasted a while.
How long did it last?
At least 4 hours.
Oh, we gotta consult a physician.
If I'm watching Hugh G. Rection for more than 4 hours, call a doctor. Something's gone wrong with me.
Yeah.
You're a child.
I want to make a dick pill joke so bad.
I don't know why I feel like that leads into our next match of Lex Luger versus DDP.
Dick pills?
I feel like if Luger had a podcast, he'd be pushing dick pills.
Oh my God.
Fucking Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Oh my God.
Red, white, and Blue Chew. That's what it'd be.
Oh no.
Get on the bus.
Oh no.
She can ride your bus all night long.
Oh my God. Stop writing the ad material. WWE has them as a sponsor. You're just writing the copy.
That said, you told me that you thought this match was created by AI.
Is it this match? Yes. Okay. This match, it's so stereotypically, classically WCW that if I told you the story going into it and who was in this match, I genuinely think that Nick could write it beat for beat. And I said this to him before he watched it, but in reality, this is a ChatGPT match. You put information into ChatGPT and said, make me a match, and that's this. It is so bog standard for what you expect in WCW. It's an AI match.
On the flip side of that, I actually was thinking, is there a world where we could do an April Fool's Day episode where we just improv an entire like pay-per-view or episode of Nitro?
Nitro. At this point, yeah, I think we absolutely could. Especially in this portion of the timeline where nothing is happening. Yeah, we could absolutely.
Oh no, I think I could do a good 97 Nitro.
You think?
Of just everything has NWO in it. That's always like the crutch of like you have that.
That is true. You always have a beat to go back to. But do you agree though that this match is so fucking standard?
Oh yeah.
Like, the only word I have is standard.
Well, we'll get to why I agree in a little bit because I had a discovery during this match.
Oh no.
But
Did
actually,
your Hugh G erection last longer than 4 hours?
No, but I did note that I'm like, God, Lex Luger's entrance just kind of fucking blows now. Like when he had Liz and the cool like shirt
the tearaway and the pyro. Yeah,
he
it
just
was
comes
cool.
out and is like,
I'm here. I'm a guy. Yeah, he's just like your jacked up uncle who's just like a little too cool for school to be at the barbecue. You know?
Yeah, Daddy-O.
Daddy-O.
But DDP also comes out and has his old like network dub theme again. I'm like, oh wait, didn't you get a new theme? What the fuck?
Everybody got a new theme last week. Was he part of that?
He's part of it at like the pay-per-view.
That's what I'm thinking of. Not last week, the pay-per-view. Everybody was coming out to new music.
Rick Steiner got a new theme last week too. So
I don't remember that.
DDP had a new theme at the pay-per-view. Then he got his old intro into his new theme last week. And this week, he just has the network dub. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay, so we have no idea what music he's actually walking out to. Okay.
But,
yay, technology and copyright.
But he does go into the crowd to like wake them up a bit. And Lex Luger goes over to commentary and is like, fastest way to get between 2 points is a straight line, which is him making a joke about DDP not just coming down the ramp, but It was a joke only to commentary and not that good. It's like,
yeah, that didn't really hit the way that I think he wanted it to. Okay, because like Lex hasn't done the egregious, self-loving entrance like that. Come on.
Yeah, he had a fucking 26-minute self-loving promo last week.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, as a reminder, this is for who becomes the referee in the main event match later.
Right. Thank you for saying that because I actually forgot.
Match starts. Luger breaks a hold early with a rope break and then just bails to the floor after a big right hand. DDP hits a DDT, then a clothesline, and I'm just kind of waiting for Jeff Jarrett to interfere because
that makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, no, it's because they noted, all right, specifically, Buff Bagwell and Kevin Nash, you can't interfere. And I've seen Jeff Jarrett arrive at the building.
So
maybe if
here.
I didn't see him here, it might be a surprise.
You're not wrong.
Because I noted that earlier, where I'm like, don't show them. You show Jeff Jarrett arriving, just like, we got to regroup. You don't be way more clever? We don't see him at all until this.
That's true, because that would actually make sense for why commentary says only those two guys can interfere.
Well,
but again,
that was Ric Flair booking it.
Good point. But again, it's like, even if we knew that he was here, even if that was a thing, Jeff Jarrett is the guy that interferes in matches. That is his thing. And he's part of the bad guy team. Like, of course he's gonna fucking interfere. It's a Chat GPT match.
Lex Luger attempts a sneaky low blow, but it's just not that sneaky, and then he hits a back suplex. Luger goes after the back with forearms until DDP fires up for a second, then is taken down with a clothesline. And it's in that moment I had a realization. Emily, what is Lex Luger's big move?
His big move?
Yeah, his finisher. It's like, what's the move he does?
The torture rack, the rack move.
Yeah.
Yeah, torture rack.
Emily, can you name another move that Lex Luger is known for doing? He doesn't have anything.
He does something in the corner,
He doesn't have
he?
a second move.
Hey.
He has basic offense.
Ugh.
That's all Lex Luger has. Jesus Christ. I think maybe in like 93 he was doing press slams. He doesn't fucking do those anymore.
He does the press slam and, well, no, did he do the press slam drop thing?
Probably. He was,
I'm thinking of when he was with Liz. Like,
he
that was a
scoop
big
slammed
move, right?
Yokozuna on a battleship, kinda.
Yeah, he did.
It was a hip toss. But
God, is
fuck
it really
me, he
just a
doesn't
torture
do
rack?
anything anymore. It's just strikes.
Wow.
And it's just generic strikes. Like, even Kevin Nash has like a signature corner move.
Well, he's got to do something to pay the rent in the corner he moves into every match.
The fucking hair flip.
Jesus Christ. That's wild, actually. Because, like, I don't think of Luger as someone who doesn't do anything, but when you say it...
He doesn't do shit.
Fuck.
DDP pulls Lex's balls into the ring post and smashes Lex's head into the turnbuckle 10 times. Then it's a diving clothesline. DDP calls for a diamond cutter, and in this taunt somehow bumps referee Slick Johnson, who was just like in his ass. Like,
of course.
Why? How did you hit him?
I did not hit her. Because it's a standard WCW match, and the ref is glass, and he has to be bumped.
Lex Luger low blows DDP again. Now comes Jeff Jarrett. After a bit of back and forth, Jarrett guitars DDP, Lex locks in the torture rack, his one move, and Luger wins.
Woo!
Post-match, Jarrett celebrates with Lex with the broken guitar in hand while standing on shards of guitar. Dude, just drop the fucking handle. Why are you still holding this? You can't get your deposit back. Like, you don't need to hold on to that.
I mean, maybe the serial number is on that part of the neck and he can return that. I don't know.
He never drew a dime. He got reimbursed for a dime. Or actually, you know what it is? You know how like low budget TV and movie shoots will be like, all right, we bought costumes from Target. The PA has to go return them.
Yeah.
Is that what Jeff Jarrett's doing?
Do not remove the tag.
This match was, it was bog standard nothing.
It was exactly what you think it was.
I got more enjoyment once I kind of noted. I'm like, fucking Luger doesn't do anything. And just watching him.
Anything.
The only like saving grace to this is that DDP just has like emotional cachet with the crowd to where
he's good.
You care enough about DDP to be like, oh, okay, I'm in this.
But even he wasn't doing anything all that remarkable in this match.
No.
It was so boring.
Yeah.
We've seen this match. We've been here. We've been watching this for years. I can't do this anymore.
You only got a few more episodes of WCW.
See, when you say that, I get sad. But in reality, I want to die.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, God. Let's move on to a tag match, which, yeah, it's...
Oh, fuck me.
It's probably similar in vibes to the AI make this match of. It is Big Vito, and technically for us, a returning to the ring, Johnny the Bull.
Oh, true.
Versus the weird mismatch Natural Born Thrillers team of Sean Stasiak and Mark Jindrak. Oh, and in terms of that team, I just wrote woof.
These fucking guys. They're so oiled up and nothing. Like, they are bringing, yes, give me nothing. Like,
at one point in this match, commentary, like, I think accidentally notes, like, oh, they feel like the leftovers of the Natural Born Thrillers. I'm like, yeah, I agree. Because it would take a portion of the population to disappear for these guys to become stars.
Reference HBO's The Leftovers?
I have not seen a single episode.
I've watched that show. No, I kind of had a crisis during this match because that's just where I am in this fucking podcast.
And your work-life balance.
Everything's going really well for me. What do you mean? You don't make it real. Anyway, no, Jindrak and Stasiak. First of all, those two names together, I can't get it straight. Mark and Sean. It
sounds so close to the Rockers without being the Rockers.
Oh my god. Sean and Marky and...
to Parky.
Anyway, Mark and Sean.
They're working the valet station where to park your car.
That'd be more useful than what the fuck they're doing with Natural Born Thrillers. But no, when they're... So maybe this is just my headcanon that everybody's best friends and everybody hangs out with everybody and they all love each other. But I assume that when you're in a faction like the Natural Born Thrillers, you arrive together, you drive together, you stay together. Like, you're always kind of in that group. If nothing else than to keep kayfabe, right?
Bros before hoes. Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just noting you agreed with that.
So, when the other Natural Born Thrillers go to the gym, do they not all train together?
So, you know what this feels like? And this is a niche reference. So, there's a game called Mario Superstar Baseball.
What?
In which there's like pre-made teams of different Mario characters. And they have like chemistry with other things. Like Mario and Luigi. They have like, all right, they give each other a boost.
Sure.
This feels like, it's like Princess Daisy and Toadsworth. Where like, you guys are the same team, but you have no connection.
Okay, we got there in the end.
Meanwhile, Reno just feels like a fucking Kremlin who's randomly appeared on like the wrong team. And it's like, why are you here?
He's just a glitch in the game.
Yeah.
But it does feel like Mark and Sean do not go to the gym.
That just sounds so
wrong.
I'm
calling, because Jindrak and Stasiak is a mouthful.
That sounds more natural, honestly, than Mark and Sean.
Mark and Sean don't seem to be going to the gym when like the perfect event do. These two fuckers don't know how to bend their knees.
Mark Jindrak does springboard moves.
Did his knees bend? They both did top rope moves in this match, and I had to scream at the television, bend your knees! Fucking do a little, like, you make a joke that women don't know how to jump.
That, very specific. Like, don't bury me here.
But this is the same kind of jumping, because you say that, like, when women jump, they don't bend their knees.
Unathletic white women don't jump. They just lift their legs off the ground at the knee and then drop down.
That's what they're doing. When both of them, I watched them both go off the top rope, and they just kind of like, boing, and don't bend their knees.
Okay.
Like, what are you doing?
Emily, can we get to the match?
I don't want to.
Johnny the Bull and Sean Stasiak start, and the Thrillers might be on the verge of breaking up, and the real question is, can Johnny the Bull end up being the group's killer? And Emily, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Relic is killer spelled backwards, and Johnny the Bull becomes Relic in TNA.
I'm quitting. Fucking hated it!
You actually had feelings on Johnny the Bull in 2003 SmackDown that we came across.
Oh, he was just big. He found the juice.
The fucking FBI of Nunzio, Chuck Palumbo, and Johnny the Bull. Which, in terms of like, you have the Mamalukes, why aren't you giving fucking Nunzio a call?
Honestly, yeah. Bring your boy. Where's Guido?
Where's Tony Marinara?
Tony Marinara. I'm still mad about that relic joke.
Back to the actual match. Stasiak hits strikes in the corner until Johnny vaults over and hits a spin kick. The Mamalukes hit basically an H-bomb to where even commentary is like, yeah, that kind of seemed like that finisher. They also hit a big boot swing neck breaker combo. Mark Jindrak hits a springboard clothesline, then Stasiak comes in with more corner offense. Vito hits a power slam but runs into a knee from the apron, and Stasiak hits a leaping back elbow. Jindrak tags in, hits a very casual lion salt. Like, dude, if you're going to do that spot, you need to milk it a little bit.
Yeah, because I didn't even catch that it was a lion salt. That might have been impressive.
Well, his knees didn't bend.
It can't even be a lion salt if you're not bending your fucking knees.
Then the Thrillers hit a double side slam, kip up, and elbow drop. Jindrak and Vito are both down on, like, do-si-doing, effectively. Like, they just hook arms, spin, and drop.
Not do-si-doing.
Johnny the Bull gets the lukewarm tag. He then hits a rough-looking press slam, like dropping Jindrak on his face. The cover is broken up by a flying something from Sean Stasiak. It's not a flying nothing. He hits a diving fist drop, elbow drop, and knee drop all at the same time somehow.
How do you do that?
Vito comes in, hits a mafia kick to Sean Stasiak, and tries to pin him. Commentary is like, well, we don't know who's legal. I'm like, two guys just came in from the apron. What do you mean you don't know? You had it 6 seconds ago. So, Mark Jindrak is then trying to pin Johnny the Bull because apparently that was enough to pin him. He's been down for a little bit. Vito tries to pin Sean Stasiak. The referee doesn't know which way is fucking up. And he's like, what do I do? Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Hare then run out and basically bully the referee. And bully him so much he goes, you know what? No. Mamalukes win by DQ because you guys shoved me.
Because fuck you, that's why.
And this is one of those times, it'd be great to fucking hear Dave Penzer, because the bell rings and all we fucking hear is, I'm like, okay, what happened? Tony Schiavone eventually notes, like, I think the Mamalukes won by DQ. And we do see the referee raising their hand, so the Mamalukes win, and we see the Thrillers arguing in the ring, and then backstage after the commercial. Mike Sanders just kind of fucks up the blocking of this scene because he starts walking backwards for everyone to follow him, and no one moves at first, and then they eventually catch up. Then we get Ric Flair coming in, and Emily, what does Ric Flair say?
Fuck if I know, he mumbles. But once you do finally start to hear what he's saying, he's giving Mike Sanders advice on conflict management and leadership. He's literally like coaching him on how to be a better, more effective leader of this group. This is not the time.
And Mike
not
Sanders,
the time, nor the
when
place.
Sean Stasiak and Mark Jindrak lost, I never lost more respect for you.
Jesus Christ.
But the problem is the other Thrillers are acting in the background and they're hollering and it's louder than Ric Flair's.
And they're like right on the camera too. So you would think that the camera mic would pick up the guys closer, but no ma'am.
They actually hold it like to when they go deep in the background. Like credit to them for sticking with it.
Jeez. That is just not the time or place. Like the guys in the back are having a heated argument or conversation. I don't even know. This is not the time for Mike to be getting his little one-on-one with Coach Rick. This is something to do after the fact. Again, just from like a professional development standpoint. Let Mike Sanders figure out how his leadership style is in that moment. And then if Rick has notes, you can talk about it later.
Going backwards, thoughts on this actual match?
Oh, none. No. What? We're not talking about that match anymore.
Okay.
That was a shitty match.
I actually thought it was a decently worked match with a really clunky finish.
It was a really clunky finish.
I didn't hate it. I don't know, man. Like, I think it's also just, I like the team of Big Vito and Johnny the Bull. I like the Mamalukes.
I mean, yeah, I like the Mamalukes too, but when you pair them up with Sean and Mark, I'm not a big fan. It was not a well-worked match. It was just pissing me off more than anything. And then I had the fucking finish. Like, no.
Well, Emily, do you like clean finishes?
Even if I say yes, the answer is you're not getting any tonight.
No, you're going to get one tonight.
Jesus.
Not in our next match, though. It is the franchise. U.S. champion Shane Douglas versus Ernest the Cat Miller with Miss Jones.
I honestly forgot this man had a match tonight. Because it wasn't really booked. Like, he didn't have a match.
He accepted the offer.
But he didn't have a match. Like, again, who is booking the matches? Well, the cat, right?
Well, yeah, also Ric Flair, and they can't override each other.
But neither one was involved in the booking of this particular match.
So Shane Douglas cuts a pre-match promo, because of course he does. He notes he and Ric Flair are on like the same page for the first time ever because they both don't like the cat.
Jesus.
Like, Shane, you need to stop tying your wagon to Ric Flair. It's been so fucking long. You got the match at one point.
Right.
No one remembers it, but it happened.
It's done. It's over. It happened.
The cat comes out. He also cuts a pre-match promo, and he asks Shane Douglas, like, do you say you were going to franchise me or French fries me?
French fries?
No fucking pop.
Pop from me?
The crowd's like, what?
French fries? That's what I call him.
You can literally hear the crowd go, what?
Maybe the cat is a time traveler and heard me making that joke on the podcast.
Yes, you are the first person to make that joke.
Yeah, it's me.
The cat then books Jeff Jarrett versus DDP for Super Brawl, and then says he's going to win the U.S. title. And then we get Ric Flair appearing on the screen, and all the volume he saved from his last segment, he uses here.
He's just screaming.
He's just shouting, it's not a U.S. title match. This match is actually for the commissionership. And Shane Douglas then hits Ernest Miller with the mic, and Ric Flair is like, oh, it's no DQ. So, all right.
Does that count? Can we call for a DQ before it's the no DQ stipulation?
Well, match didn't start at that point.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
what the timing was.
But it's no DQ, and I'm like, all right, cat's involved. So right now, I'm just waiting for Chronic, and admittedly, I was wrong.
That's true. No Chronic on this episode.
That's not true. They appear for 10 seconds at the end of the show.
Damn it.
In the match, Douglas hits a rolling neck snap, then locks in a cross-legged reverse chin lock. Miller just seems to power up with the power of dance. Like,
he can dance if he wants to. He can leave his friends behind.
He did. Chronic aren't here.
And his friends don't dance, but if they're I fucked it.
His friends will dance at the end of this.
They're no friends of mine.
Douglas pokes the eyes, then is thrown off the top rope. Cat smashes Douglas' head into the turnbuckle 10 times, and then immediately does a 10-punch spot of like, please get into this.
Please clap.
Miller hits a back body drop and counters an aloha with his crotch chop spot. Then we get Mike Sanders coming in to interfere, but he's just fought off with ease. Then Sean O'Hare comes out next.
Why?
Weird choice.
That's not gonna help.
He actually takes the cat down after almost getting fought off. Rick Steiner then comes down because he's part of the face contingent.
Great.
He evens the odds, takes out O'Hare. Rick Steiner then stops Shane Douglas from using his chain, and the cat hits Franchise with like a roundhouse kick, nothing special, and gets the win. Post-match, Rick Steiner is still brawling with Sean O'Hare and then joins the cat for the dance portion of the evening, and he actually dances to the cat's theme.
He does. He does dance a little bit, but like, what the fuck was this?
A waste of time.
I didn't need to watch this to see Rick Steiner dancing. That's not for me, man. I'm not here for that.
We noted Conan is sitting up there with most overrated, man, the cat, in terms of like
the
prominence on the
this
show.
Match.
Oh, it was so piped. It was piped in.
Was it?
It's over his dubbed theme, so I assume so.
I guess. Okay, that's fair. That's the thing. It's like, it's such a skewed graph, for like who's the most over, because he has so much dubbed and I guess maybe piped in. Like, this was pop of the night, but if it's piped, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fake pop.
It was crazy. This crowd was silent, and then it was like, oh my god, a cat! So it felt very out of place.
With this match, all 5 matches tonight so far have had interference, and 4 of them had the interference be the finish of the match.
Jesus.
Granted,
WCW!
The Conan match was the least interference, but like, it did kind of lead to the finish, because the match is like 1:45, so what's the timeline on leads to the finish?
That was only 1:45?
Thereabouts.
Holy shit.
Under 2.
So much fucking happened. But with that stat you just said, you're telling me that Eric Bischoff is writing this show? What?
He's comfortable.
Yeah. He knows what he knows.
Unless you ask him, where he had no part of any of the show.
I mean, I would lie too.
Let's move into a match that I'm kind of surprised happened with very little build, but it is the MIA imploding. It is Chavo Guerrero and The Wall, brother, versus Hugh Morris and Lash LaRue. Match starts, everyone brawls for a second, but Wall hits Morris from behind to stop him from getting to Chavo. Lash distracts Wall for a Morris power slam and the heels regroup. Lash and Chavo then tag in, and Chavo immediately is like, no, I want Hugh Morris. I'm actually having a hard time not calling him Rection.
I'm proud of you. Power through it.
Power through the Rection?
No!
When Lash goes to bait the tag, Chavo hits him from behind and gains the advantage. Morris comes into the ring, which distracts the ref for the wall to cheat in the corner, including a lifting sleeper. Chavo chops Lash on the ropes, then counters a powerbomb with an arm drag. Chavo runs into a tilt-a-whirl slam, followed by a shake, rattle, and roll, or, as I'm amazed they don't call it, a shake, rattle, and roulette. It's too clever for them.
It is too clever. They would never actually think about that.
I don't know how that spawned in my brain, or why it didn't spawn until now.
Yeah, that is something that you would have made up months ago. That's kind of, wow. I'm impressed, but also disappointed in you.
Our marriage. Lash is hit with a knee from the apron and then hits a leg lariat. Chavo drops Lash on a gory special attempt. Like, ooh, bad botch there. They do, go back to the spot because it's crucial to the finish of this match.
Yeah, well.
Lash baits Chavo into accidentally hitting the wall and rolls out Chavo, but the wall breaks the pin. Humorous then sends the ball to the outside and just kind of loses where to go because he's on the floor, then on the apron, and then back on the floor, and then on the far side of the floor. You forgot your spot.
Yeah, he doesn't know where the hell he is.
Chavo hits a diving dropkick to Lash and covers him, but Morris breaks the pin from the floor, then just starts brawling with the wall. And when he's brawling, we miss the setup to the finish, because I'm guessing it's Lash going into the ring post. Then Chavo casually rolls him up and wins.
It was a very quick win.
Yeah, when we were watching, we're like, oh, what?
Yeah, it didn't feel like the ending to the match.
But Chavo gets the win, and the story of this match was Hugh Morris and Chavo were never in the ring at the same time. Once Hugh Morris tagged out and Lash tagged in, he never got the tag back.
Oh, shit.
Honestly, the wall was not really this match either. But the main story is Hugh Morris wants to get his hands on Chavo. He's chasing Chavo. Mm-hmm. So let's undercut that story with the post-match. because Morris attacks Chavo from behind and then press slams him out of the ring onto the wall. So he didn't get the win, but he did get his hands on him.
Brother?
Yeah, who's the real fucking winner, brother? Why did you do that? Why?
Because fuck you, that's why.
This was an effective segment in a pretty decent, maybe good, maybe a little.
I mean, it wasn't bad.
I mean, we did miss the finish,
it was a pretty effective match. I'm not talking about it enough, but it was pretty good, actually. In hindsight, this wasn't the worst match.
Oh, it's match of the night.
This is definitely match of the night. This was
that's a low bar, though.
It had a story. It had, well-worked in-ring work. Mine is that, one little weird fuck up, but, it was mostly good.
But the post-match then just undercuts everything with it.
The bell to bell. It was actually pretty good. In the context of the show, this is pretty good.
I'm really struggling to figure out where they're going to go with this because Chavo's cruiserweight champion, and it's Hugh Morris ain't no cruiserweight, so.
No. Well, I guess it'll have to be a grudge. Well, if we had a hardcore division, maybe it could be a hardcore match. But...
I mean, Lash is a cruiserweight. You have him beat him for it, but then that kind of undercuts the emotional thing with Hugh beating him.
Yeah.
So they've kind of worked themselves into a corner of Chavo being a champion right now that Hugh can't contend for.
Well, in the other realm of thought, are we overthinking it? Are we giving this story too much credit?
I don't know if it's a point for or against, but they just wrapped up the Filthy Animals versus Team Canada in 2 minutes. So
are we trying to come up with a more fulfilling ending to their story than maybe this is the fucking ending?
No, this is...
I don't know. Could be.
Well, we'll have to keep watching to find out. There's only so much time. But let's get to our main event of the evening.
Oh, God.
It is
Here
the
we go, brother.
complicatedly made Buff Bagwell versus Kevin Nash with Lex Luger as the special guest referee. And because of that, Lex Luger is the first one to come out, who also comes out in a white t-shirt. Why aren't you in the ref shirt? What the fuck?
I don't know why he's not in the ref shirt, but he's also in a different outfit than he was in before. So well,
he's a ref, so.
Yeah, so it has to be different. I don't know. I'm thinking about it too hard.
Buff Bagwell then comes out with 2 mics because there's no way this match was going 10 minutes.
Oh my God. Everybody's got to get their shit in, brother.
They do a fake sincerity promo, and Lex I'm going to be totally fair into this match, and this hand will count the 1, 2, 3. I'm got it. Cool. I know the finish of this match now.
Again, it's
I've been around the block.
I think I've seen this film before.
They then hit Buff's music post-promo, and Tony Schiavone's why is he getting the double music treatment?
Great question.
Well, it's because they start to go to commercial with, pulling up the Nitro logo, and they fade it out. Then it comes back up, fades out, and they go to break. It's Jesus.
So they fucked up the timing.
Yeah.
They fucked up the timing to go off the air. Oh.
Kevin Nash comes out after the break because he's not getting a jobber entrance.
Well, Nick, this is the biggest match of Kevin Nash's career. He deserves an entrance.
He was at Bash at the Beach 96.
This is the biggest match of his career. Tony Schiavone said so.
He beat Goldberg's streak.
Nah, Buff Bagwell's bigger. Buff Bagwell's bigger.
Goldberg's streak.
Nah. Commentary said it. A lot. Must be true.
Buff taunts Nash, so Nash hits a knee, and they go to the corner for foot chokes, knees, and punches.
Gotta move in.
Oh, and back elbows. Sorry, I missed that.
Of course. Did he frame up the shot or anything?
He actually didn't here.
Wow. Okay, restraint.
Luger pulls Nash away, and Buff bails to the floor to pull the ropes, and Nash's balls come back in. Buff used the ropes to choke Nash, and then hits punches in the corner. Buff locks in a chin lock, but Nash eventually gets up and catches Buff with a sidewalk slam. Lex starts counting both men down and does a slow count on a Kevin Nash pin attempt. Nash does snake eyes and a big boot, but Lex doesn't count 3 again. He actually does a spot of like sliding his hand under Buff's shoulders to see if like they're flat. Mm-hmm. And once his hand goes under, it like, oh, the shoulders are up. It's a spot so niche that the crowd doesn't react because
they can't see it.
That's for row at home, not even row 1.
Yeah.
Like, it's too niche a thing.
It was like, there was a match like that a couple of pay-per-views ago even, where the ref was like counting out and he was doing it so close to his chest and quietly. He was just like, 1, 2, you gotta break it, come on. And it was so close, it was like it's only for the camera. Nash
then goes after Lex, as Scott Hudson notes, you gotta be careful, like Lex can DQ you, something they do absolutely nothing with in this match.
Nah, that would have been interesting.
Lex then low blows Nash, Buff hits a swinging neck breaker. Kevin Nash kicks out of a quick count, so Buff grabs a chair, our first chair of the night.
Oh, shit, that's actually kind of impressive.
Yeah, and I was noting, I'm like, I didn't have to call for DQ much, and even in this, Lex grabs the chair. You can't use that.
Yeah.
Now, however, he does hold it in front of Buff Bagwell to drop kick into Kevin Nash.
Well, that's just lucky.
That's just heel fuckery.
That's just heel. That's not on the referee.
But the restraint of, like, no one used a chair tonight outside of this spot.
I know, that's kind of impressive. I didn't even realize that.
Lex then holds Nash up for a blockbuster, but Nash dodges. DDP then just sneaks in from the crowd, hits a diamond cutter on Luger. Nash jackknifes Buff Bagwell and uses Lex Luger's unconscious hand to count the pin. So, guess that counts?
Yep. That's never counted before, I don't think.
Well, it's just dibs on Ernest Miller and Flair, who says it does or doesn't count first. Because they can't override each other.
That's true.
Almost immediately, though, Scott Steiner is here and hits Nash with a pipe. Like, oh, you missed the pin by like 10 seconds.
Yeah, come on. You were in Gorilla. Run faster.
Then Chronic suddenly appear and make the save, and DDP emerges.
I keep forgetting. I forget that Chronic is here because it's such a blip in the Matrix. Like, why?
Then Jeff Jarrett and Animal come out. Everyone brawls for about 8 seconds, you think, before we go off the air?
I mean, it's so classically WCW. It could be less. It's like, oh, everybody's here. Oh, we gotta go by. That's how WCW ends.
Fucking last week ended with that too. Guys, does no one believe in learning from their mistakes?
Well, Eric Bischoff doesn't make mistakes, Nick.
Thoughts on this match?
Nothing to write home about. Definitely don't think it was Kevin Nash's biggest match. Nothing to write home about.
You know, I didn't hate this match, which is wild on paper.
Honestly, yeah. A Buff Bagwell main event, you should have had this
Kevin
written
Nash.
in for your worst bit.
Yeah, I thought they worked it decently. They didn't do a ton, but like I didn't feel insulted watching this match.
Honestly, I think Kevin Nash is just having a good night.
I think it's also, he knows there's new ownership, contracts and everything. We're going to reevaluate things. I think he's put in some effort. Yeah? But they also like did show restraint with the heel ref fuckery. They kept it to like a couple spots that made sense.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, I like, you know, obviously don't go watch this match. There's nothing to it. But like, I didn't hate my life during it.
That's true. And that's something.
That's kind of how I felt about this whole show. Like, we had bad vibes to this, but like, I didn't think it was the worst watch. It was better than last week.
It was better than last. Well, like, everything is better than last week.
Like, at no point did I think we were going to go, oh, whole show worst bit. Which is funny because I think most matches in the show are a contender for worst bit, but nothing was horrific.
This is such a filler episode. We have so much time between now and the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's a 5-week build.
Like, this is one of those put it on in the background, do your dishes, fold your laundry, turn your brain off shows. Like, you don't need to be paying attention to this. This is not a high stakes episode. And that's kind of how all the matches feel. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So at the end of this, there were 7 matches. 6 had interference.
Jeez.
As bad as that is on paper, it's bad. But the interferences at least made story sense to where, look, it does add up, but like in a vacuum, each match having it, I'm like, no, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But the fact that it's like literally almost every match.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. Like,
I think the only reason why the MIA match didn't have it is because everyone involved in the story is in the match.
Right.
You didn't have anybody else.
There was no story.
You weren't bringing Van Hammer back for a run-in.
No, but it gets boring from an audience perspective to the point where it's like, should I just expect there to be fuckery in this match? Because there was in the last 4.
I mean, I'm watching these matches just expecting it.
Yeah. I still stand by this era of wrestling television was never meant to be analyzed the way that we are analyzing it. I don't think it was ever intended to be rewatched.
I don't think it was intended to be watched.
That's a great, yes, maybe. Never was it supposed to be dissected the way that we are dissecting it.
I mean, even in their brain, they're going, we just got to get to Super Bowl and then we're resetting. So,
right.
To them, this barely matters.
We're just carrying on. This is just filling 2 hours of TV time. Like, no one was ever supposed to see this. But how can you say that when it was put on television in front of a couple thousand people?
Well, it's hard for people to see this now. It's not up anywhere.
Ugh, fuck, that's a good point. Good. You know what? Good. Don't watch this. Don't find this. I know, like, lost media is a whole argument of, like, how terrible it is and how much it sucks. This is okay to be lost. I'm okay with this one.
I can't be okay with it because I'm anti it as a whole.
Out of a principle, yeah. But, like, of all the things from WCW to get lost, I feel like this is fine.
But let's bring this lost media home with, we have our spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet is all about best bit, worst bit, and MVP.
So because we have a spreadsheet, this isn't lost media? Is that what you're saying?
The ancient texts.
The texts.
Emily, what did you come up with for best bit?
I mean, it's the only match that we said might be match of the night. It has to be. It's the Chavo, The Wall versus Hugh Morris and Lash LaRue. Like, that's the only match that's a potential contender. It's
the best match. I'm going with a moment in a segment. I'm going with Kevin Nash powerbombing Alex Wright through the stage because it was just cool.
Valid. All right, I'll give that to you. That's fair, honestly, because that was really cool.
It was also a good payoff to the heel fuckery of, like, we're going to be Alex Wright. Nope.
No, you're not. No, like I was saying, Kevin Nash was just having a good night, man.
Yeah, he definitely is. Emily, what is your worst bit of the show?
I was between 2, honestly. I'm going to give an honorable mention to the blow off to the war match, the Team Canada versus the Animals.
That one's mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, valid.
It's just a fuck you of, like, any investment in these wrestlers and story. Like, no.
Yeah, you're stupid for investing your time and your emotions. But my worst bit that I am actually going to give it to officially, that Kwee-Wee segment.
What the fuck was that?
That was so weird and nothing. And I don't like Angry Allen. I think that's the point. But, like, I don't like anything that they're doing with Angry Allen.
I assume it's not Kwee-Wee. So, Emily, who is your MVP?
So wildly, for the same reason that you gave him best bit, I actually gave Kevin Nash. That beginning spot on the stage was really cool, and then he just had like a good match at the end. Like he did well tonight.
Yeah, for the second week in a row. Oh God,
my heart.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kevin Nash MVP again. What the fuck's happening? Why is Kevin Nash the best part of the show?
Because the bar is in hell, and I will never give it to Scott Steiner.
All right, let's bring this home. Next up on the Butts and Seats podcast is just the next Nitro. Nothing flashy here, folks.
Great. We're just chugging on.
Yeah, we got 3 more Nitros until Super Brawl Revenge. If you feel the need to go back and listen to how the fuck did we get here, you can in our back catalog. Everywhere podcasts are found except for SoundCloud. You can also follow us on social media at Butts in the Pod. Not really posting a ton of there, we'll be totally honest.
The internet is a cesspool, and I'm trying to not be on it as much.
Yeah. But we are having fun over on the Patreon.
That is fun.
We are making good progress on our Rise the NWO arc. We actually just finished Great American Bash 1997.
We did, yes. That should be out
Yeah, that came out like 2 days ago.
Okay, perfect.
Upcoming is actually Seats in the Butts episode 50 over there.
Yeah, it's a biggie.
We picked something, and then all of a sudden seemed a little more poignant. And we're like, oh shit. We are going to be reviewing WrestleMania 35 over in the Patreon over there.
Yeah. That is the first WrestleMania where I was a fan of WWE. That is the first Mania that I watched.
Yeah, and I have a feeling the Kofi Mania match is going to take up a little more time on our recording than it would have if we had done this a month ago.
Yeah, it's going to hit a little harder.
Yeah, so that segment will be longer, which is definitely what's needed on a review of a fucking 7-hour, maybe 8-hour show.
This WrestleMania has been on the back burner as an option for us to do as a bonus episode for years at this point. And we keep not doing it because it's so fucking long.
But that'll be up over in the Patreon. Emily, any closing thoughts before we keep chugging through these Nitros?
We've only got a few left. We're both excited and kind of horrified that this run is coming to an end.
But until we continue to enjoy the ride into the abyss, I'm Nick.
I'm Emily.
And thanks for listening to the Butts and Seats podcast.
Bye!